program it to. It will be your friend, no more than the table you built it on will be.
All right, hello. Let's go ahead and get started. We're rolling for the day. Try to keep up the energy for y'all. Oh. Today we're just gonna be we're actually shifting gears. So first of all, hi, thanks for being here. Tuesday afternoon. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited to get started today. Write some React. It's been a while since I wrote React. I started again last night, kind of helping somebody else, and and now that's for kind of a continuation of that idea. But we'll set the team builder to the side for now, in lieu of this, and maybe we'll come back to it. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Primeval Pokemon Den. I'm your host, the Primeval Pokemon Trainer, Marlin. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and you'll have to excuse my clumsiness as I kind of piece through this, and excuse me, mute that. As I piece through this, and as I'm using this terminal within the IDE for the first time so that I don't have to shift back and forth too much between screens for y'all. Anyway, I will I'll stop talking, and what we'll do is uh, get started by kind of laying out our mission statement, I guess. What do we want to do? What are we trying to do today? Is we want to make we want to create an application that allows us to search for Pokemon by name, and then give it uh, and then put that Pokemon data onto the page. So what we'll go ahead and do for here, so we're already in this this Pokedex directory here. So actually, I'm just gonna go back one. I want to go back one. Yeah, that's fine. Um, can I now do the npm? I think I can. What we'll do is we're going to start just by installing React. And so what is React, first of all? I guess we should kind of give React a definition. React is a JavaScript framework that produces JSX, and that's JSX is basically a hybrid between markup HTML and a JavaScript. And so ultimately, what the idea behind React was is that you have a single page application, and instead of navigating off of that one page, the page changes dynamically according to the data that's being presented to the user. So that's what we're going to do today. Is we're going to create a React application that it's going to start off with a single page. Maybe we'll add other pages later, but it'll start off as a single page application, just with the purpose of searching the Pokemon, returning the data to the screen. So I'm going to use npx create. I think this should work. React app Pokedex. Let's see if it gives us any issues here. Cool, it doesn't. So basically, what that does is that's installing React here in this directory. It's creating all of our package files, and it's gonna take a minute. So while it's doing that, I'll continue to talk, and we'll have a good old time. So but once that's installed, we'll also install Axios, and we'll also install Axios, which is the JavaScript. What is it, like a Java? It's a library, JavaScript library. Excuse me. That we'll be using to make our API calls to Poke API. I did a poor job of putting together stream notes today, so my apologies for that. But I'll drop a link to the GitHub repository for the Pokedex on the Twitter, so that you all have access to that. The Twitter can be found on my Twitch page on Twitter, or also I'll drop it on Facebook for those of you that follow Primeval Pokemon Trainer on Facebook. And of course, you can always just drop in and check out my GitHub for some fresh code and stuff like that that's being dropped in all the time. So I actually just updated that with some presentations that I recently did. Sounds like my kids are having a good time right now. Apologize. This should have been done prior, but it wasn't. So we're just kind of winging it. Flying by the seat of our pants, and that's okay. Is that it? Oh, no, now it's going to go ahead and install everything. So everything's downloaded. Now we're installing, right? Cool. Now what's next? Awesome. Done. Looks like it's getting rid of all of the install files, things like that. Awesome sauce. There we go. So now what we'll do is we're going to change directories. So CD, if you're following along, change directories into Pokedex or whatever you named your directory just now. And now we're going to npm I Axios. This is the npm or node package manager install command, and we're installing Axios so that we can make API calls to Poke API. I'll show you Poke API as well. I enjoy that site. Yeah. So what else? Now I'm gonna add a second terminal just so that we can do this as well. Start the app. npm start. Awesome sauce. Yeah, no. Something is already port 3000. I was running on. Would you like to run the app on another port instead? No. Hold on. Let me exit out of that. So I apologize. There we go. Exit. Thank you. Awesome. Switch back. There it is. Is that it? That should be it. Oh. No, it's not. Let's see. npm start. And starting the development server. There we go. And we have a working React app in when? Soon? No? There it is. Working React app. Awesome. Cool. So what do we do from here? Well, now we need to figure out how we're going to change this front end, because this front end is pretty ugly right now, right? Well, it's not ugly. It's actually kind of pretty. It's yeah, but it's just the normal like React splash screen, whatever. So what we're gonna do from here is, instead of keeping this, we're gonna edit this page. Well, how do we do that? We're gonna go into our source folder, and remember I told y'all that I'm gonna minimize this down so that it's not in our way. Cool, gone. Remember I told y'all that well, that React is JavaScript that that produces markup, right? That produces markup with with the stuff in it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just gut this. We don't need any of this right now. It's nothing that we want. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to gut it totally because I do want a header, right? I do want this header. So I'll keep the header there. I dig it. But I will get rid of everything else. You'll notice that now we're looking at a blank screen because I've removed everything except for this header. And actually, we can, once we start to componentize this, I can show you all how to get rid of this, you know what I mean, and move it into its own file. But for right now, we're looking great. But we can actually make this a little bit better even by turning this into an ES6 JavaScript function. And so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, const app. Why do we do that? Is improving the syntax, right? It's better. Better syntax, looks nice, looks cleaner. I think it looks nicer, personally. Is there a benefit to it? I don't know. Maybe there is, but you know. And let's say, I'm going to say this. We'll say custom Pokedex. All right, cool. So we have this. We're all set to go. So now we should come back to our page, page over here. And there we go, custom Pokedex. That's what we're looking at building. It's looking good, but this is a header and it's taking up the entire space on the page. So let's correct something here with this. We can get rid of this first of all. We can also get rid of that. We don't want it to be min height 100 view height. Let's actually make it minimum height. How about we just go with 20 view height? Perfect. I like that. So 20 view height is basically just keeping it to the get rid of that. Keeping it to the top 20% of the screen there. So awesome. The next thing that we're going to do, because I told you we're basically making a GET request, right? We're going to just make an API call here using Axios. We're going to also come back to our app.js page. Think of app.js as kind of like the main index file for this application, right? This is the application page. The deal with React is now we're going to like add components to this application page depending on our need and things like that. So you can also do that conditionally, like depending on the view that you're looking at. You can use this as a router page and things like that. So all in due time. We'll start talking about that. Also, why don't we have React up here? Why do you want to import React from React, right? Let's do like that. Yep. Import React from React. Import Axios from Axios. So what is Axios? Axios is basically what we're going to be using to make our API calls. And we're going to basically, well, let's talk about this, right? We're gonna make a GET request using Axios, do this API endpoint, and then we're going to step it into some state variables that we're going to keep here in the app, I think. Before I do that, though, I'll show you the Poke API documentation. That's always important, is to check out documentation. Always read the documentation, as Captain Dylan would say. Let's see. It's simply pokeapi.co, and it's already there. Bam. So here it is, pokeapi.co. Basically, nice. Check this out. Bah. Nice. I wanted to get in on this, and I was just slow on the ball. I've been doing that a lot lately, where I've been slow on the ball. I don't know if that's something that anyone else has kind of been experiencing through this pandemic and things like that, where you just don't have any motivation to keep your momentum. It's just a thing. Whatever. Hello, viewer. Thanks for joining me. I don't know where you're joining me from or who you are, but thanks for hanging out. here in the den. We'll go back to our React app. Here's our Poke API. We're going to call that endpoint here in just a moment. After we go back to our React here, and then we're going to create our state variables within the app. So what do we have to do? We have to do a couple of things. We need, first of all, we need Pokemon. We need Pokemon data and Pokemon type. We can do a couple of other things, and we're definitely going to modify this from what I'm using to kind of guide you through. But yeah. So let's go ahead and write these state variables. So first of all, const. And I have to, you know what? I need to check React docs on state variables because admittedly, I'm kind of just winging it to see what happens here. This is not something that I've done fairly recently, so I'm kind of just going through this. Let's go ahead and use state. We're going to give it a fed state. And actually, I'm going to give it the state Wartortle because I like Wartortle. He's my favorite Pokemon. This is what's going in. That's going to be the what Pokemon is going to be. So it looks like these are effectively React getters and setters, but I could be wrong. So what we'll do here in just a moment is I'm gonna first of all, I have a couple of books here that I'm gonna reference, and then we'll also read as well. Reference online documentation as well. What else do we need? Const. We need Pokemon data. Set Pokemon. Yep. Pokemon data equal use state, and I'm just gonna give it an empty array because I want this to be an array of Pokemon data. In this case, it's going to be empty. Const. You'll see what I'll do here because I'm going to use the Pokemon's name Wartortle to make the call to the API endpoint. So Pokemon type. Are you seeing a pattern here? Set Pokemon type. I am, and I'm going to look up the pattern as well because I'm not sure about these state variables, but I'm interested in them because they seem, they seem effective. Ooh, so he's using Pokemon type, and it only has one. I think are going to we're gonna change this code because he's the guide that I'm using. He's not aware that Pokemon can be dual typed. We're just gonna use the one string and just fill it with type. You know what? Pokemon type 1. Type 1. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do a const, and we're gonna just change it immediately so that it fits our needs better. Type 2. Set Pokemon type 2 equal to use state, and then of course an empty string. All right, so what we have these React state variables that I'm not even sure about. So I'm going to first reference Learning React, or it's an O'Reilly book by Alex Banks and Eve Porcello. All right, so first of all, let's check this out. React. State management. Well, let's just look here. Set, state, and these aren't reusable components. This is setting state, state management in React. Man, they have a whole. I mean, this is all what React is all about, right? Is state management. What else? Variables. Default parameters. Are these default parameters? Let's look. These aren't. I guess. Yeah. Cool. I just really like that that comma set notation. I had not seen that before, and it looks pretty. So that's kind of what I wanted to look at. Let's look at page 123 on this. Yeah. Talk to me about state management in React. Does anyone tuning in know anything about state management in React? I just really like the way that looks. I'm gonna look at that React use state. The state hook. Oh, see that this is why I don't know anything about React hooks. Whoa, y'all, this is pretty. Okay, using the state hook. Hooks are a new addition. This is cool. I'm learning something new. See how this is working? I'm learning something new. Y'all are learning something new. This is I dig it. I dig it. So this is hooks. They let you set state and other React features without writing a class. Cool. So const. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing this const count. See how it says count, set count, and then use state. Bam. And then you click the button. Cool. So this is the same thing. We're just doing the same thing. Use state or turtle for set Pokemon. Data, which is an array. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. So what are we going to do next? We're going to actually set up the actual what? The actual requests to Axios now. So how do we do that? Let's start by writing a function. We're going to write a function to get the Pokemon, and let's just call it that. Const get Pokemon is equal to async. This is the request is equal to async kind of request. This is the request type, making a asynchronous HTTP request. Bear with me for just a moment, thinking ahead and listening as well. For sure. Huh, is that a built-in? That looks like it's built in. Oh, let's find out. All right, so what is this? This const to array. He's not using it yet. Okay, so now we're going to write a try-catch block. So try, and then what? Const URL. This is the endpoint that we're going to be calling. So let's go. I'm just going to go ahead and type it out. We're not going to go back to the documentation. HTTP colon / poke. Oops. HTTPS colon / pokeapi.co /API /v2 / Pokemon, and then we're actually going to use this Pokemon variable that we declared up on top. So you see how we have this up here, this const Pokemon that we said use state or turtle. We're going to use that here. The way we do that in React is we just do this. We say bling Pokemon, bam, and so that's effectively what we're doing is using wartortle in that place. So first we try const. This is the response. Excuse me. Const res is the response. Await, and now this is we're gonna bring in Axios. Axios.get, making the request to where the URL that we declared just a second ago, and then we're console log the response dot log the response from our URL. If it doesn't work, we'll catch console.log bam. And then what? And then we're going to do this use effect, which is an import from React. And I'm going to figure out what that is here in just a second. And what do we want to do? We want to get Pokemon. Bam. Gotta fix the syntax here. I need to figure out what this use effect. All right. I need to figure out this this use effect, what this does. So let's go ahead and go back to our React docs, and we'll search use effect. Okay. Accepts a function that contains. What does it do? Mutations, subscriptions. Instead, use effect. Oh, the function to use effect will run after render is committed to the screen. Think of, so what is this? What are these? These are basic hooks. Okay, so cool. State hooks. We'll say use effect because use effect is fired off after the render phase of React. So this is the render, right? Is in here. After this, then we're going to do this. Let's see if it worked. We'll go to the console, and we should have something there. Oh my goodness. We do. We have a lot of errors, but that's okay. And there we go. There's all of Wartortle's data. Awesome. And we pulled the right thing. Yep, Wartortle. Boy, like it. Okay, cool. We're there. We're exactly where we need to be. Let's go back to our code. So I'm going to write some comments here. Let's write some comments. I'm going to write a comment here. Use effect fires after React render. These are hooks. This is more for me than anything else because I want to know what it is. If you'll bear with me for just a moment, I need to do a quick be right back. I hear my dog outside freaking out. So I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Dog's out there freaking out and nobody's letting her in. All right, let's go. So, well, let's go back. So all of this stuff, let's see. Yeah, so check it out. We have all of this stuff that we need to basically complete our decks, right? Like all of the abilities that Wartortle has and all of that stuff. And basically what we're going to do is stuff all of this information into the into that data array that we created, so that we can, you know, display it to the screen reactively. So let's head back to our application. What don't we need anymore? Well, we don't need this anymore. This is cool. It was good to know that that exists. I'm actually going to, comment it out rather than just wholeheartedly get rid of it. Just because, you know, that's a cool little tester thing to have. What I'll do next is get rid of this and put a form in here. So that we can, yeah, we're gonna put a little form in here so that we can, I'm sorry, I'm listening at the same time, so that we can create a little search bar. So that's what we're gonna do now. Yep. So as we're going, I'll try my best to, yeah, you should. All right. So we're going to do a couple things before we start. So first we will, inside of our header, we'll say form on submit. It's going to, on submit equal to handle submit. And we're going to define these functions here in just a second, because we're basically, what we're saying is like, on submit, I want you to run this function handle submit, but we haven't created a function called handle submit yet. So this is like telling us, well, what the heck, guy? Like, I don't know what you want us, what you want me to do. Inside this, I'm going to create a an input, right? Yeah, input of type equal to text on change equal to handle change. We haven't just defined this yet. We will though. Placeholder equal to, enter Pokemon name. And we're we need to make some changes to this functionality, so that we can, so that this, is more accurate. Like, so like if you have a user, for instance, who's like me, and I put, like, I'll put a capital case on it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a whole thing. So I won't bore you with going back to the application right now. If you check and if you're following along, this the application will have crashed, but we need to now define these functions. So that's what we're going to do right now. So oh, all right. So what do we got now? So what we're going to do now is we're going to const handle change. On change, we're going to set Pokemon. And what does this set Pokemon function do? Well, the set Pokemon function will set whatever we put in this input into state as the new state Pokemon. So that's effectively what we're doing now. We'll use this set Pokemon what. The event, it's basically we're feeding in handle change on an event. E.target dot value. So basically, an event, whatever event target is, whatever that's hitting, value dot to lowercase, so that we can feed the data correctly to the API. So this to lowercase is JavaScript functionality. It's going to make sure that anything that we feed into the search function first goes to lowercase before it is searched for. Then what? Const handle submit. Now we want to do the handle. We need to write something for the handle submit, right? Okay, so feed in the event. And then what? Admittedly following along right now. Prevent default. That's all we'll do there. Prevent default, I believe what it does is it prevents the page from reloading, which is good. Get Pokemon, right? Get Pokemon. Thank you. And then what? Oh, that's all. That's what we're doing. Well, okay, so as you can see, what we'll do here is, so what this is doing is this is handling the change. On change, it's going to set a Pokemon into state. It'll then take that state Pokemon, right? If we empty this out, will it still work? It should still work. It'll then take that state Pokemon and then retrieve the values for it. Shall we check to see if it works? Let's check. Wartortle. Submit. Did it work? On submit, we got the Wartortle. All the data looks correct. We're there. So now what? Well, now we got to start rendering this crap to the screen. This information to the screen. And so that's what we'll do now. And we'll build out. Right. Let's check that out. Check it out. It still works. Yeah. Because it converts it automatically to a lowercase. Cool. So now we're going to set the view states to the data that we like. So, cool. Excuse me, I'm over here intaking information as well. So bear with me. I'm gonna back up a little bit here. Basically, what we're doing now is we're using all of these set functions or these set constants that we are creating. And so what we'll do here is I'll show you how we're gonna do this reactively. So first of all, we'll use this to array function that he defines right here outside. This curly brace will go inside. Bam. And this is where we start to say to array dot push what? The response, right? Yeah, res dot data. So the data in that response that we got from Axios. We're pushing it into an array. Then what? We'll say set Pokemon type 1 so we're only going to res.data. What types 0th index. I'll show you where all of this lives on the API here in just a moment. Dot type dot name, because we also need to set up some sort of like checker to see if there's a res data's type first index, right? To see if res.data if res.data.types first index, right? Because this is going to be the second type. Remember that in JavaScript, arrays start at the 0th index. Type.name. So if you notice, if it doesn't have that, then we'll just set Pokemon type 2 empty string else could we do this as a try catch better? Nah, that's fine. Else set. Should we just assume that they don't have a type? Else we'll set it to the name, right? I know that this is going to be finicky. We might change it later, might not. Who knows? Let's keep writing. Cool. So that's type 1, type 2. And now what? Now what? Now we say set Pokemon data. And then we'll go into what? To array. I think that'll work for now. We're going to move down to the bottom of this page now, and underneath our form we'll start, actually underneath our header, we're going to map our data and then push it into a table that's going to hold all of the data for the Pokemon. I don't like the way that he's doing this, so it's fine. I can figure it out. What we're doing now is what? Pokemon data dot map the data. What I'm doing now is I'm creating an environment for the data to be fed to. Watch. So I'm taking that data input and then putting it where? Pokemon data.map, and then I'm taking the actual data itself, and then I'm going to return let's return, for the sake of our purposes, what? For the sake of what we're doing, we're going to return a table. No, I hate tables. Come on. Um, oh my goodness, no. This person is making a table out of divs, and I don't know, I don't like it at all. I will make a div class name container. Give it an image placeholder. Alt equal image of maybe that doesn't work. I'll figure that out here in a moment. Alrighty. So let's figure some stuff out, shall we? First of all, we're not going to use divs here. That's silly. What I'll do is I'm just going to, first of all, we have the image, right? What I'll do is I'm going to just put this all in an unordered list. Pokemon. Type 1. Oops. Pokemon type 2. Should we check to see if that's working? That's not right, is it? Is this currently? Yep, I do know that. Is this currently doing anything? It's not. That's okay. Figure it out. I know I'm not doing something right. Cannot read property type of undefined. Oh yeah. Oh, I see what it's doing. Can't read type of undefined. You know what? I'm ready to gut that just for the sake of the... Let's get rid of that for right now. Get rid of that. Let's see. No such Pokemon exists. Cool. So we have our Wartortle's water type. What we'll do next is we'll figure out how to deal with that error handling that we just saw. As you can see, we have water on the page, which is not as exciting as it could be, but it'll get more exciting. What other things do we want on the page? I'm not sure. We got about a half hour left, so let's get some more info on the page. Let's at least get a Let's at least get the picture of the Pokemon on the page, right? Because we want this. This is the one that I don't care about much of anything else except for the picture. I'm gonna actually take this out. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this, the image next. And what we'll do with the image is what? Whoa, I just realized that I got really quiet all of a sudden. I apologize, y'all. We were styling, and so I'm just kind of coding along at this point. I'm trying to figure out how to write this alt text. Let's check it out. React alt text. How do I? Yeah, I know that. Just set the attribute name, get attribute alt. What I want to set the alt text. How do I variably set alt text? In React. Alt text. ARIA label. Accessibility. Thank you. ARIA label. Label text. Type input text. ARIA. Semantic image. Let's see. Labeling. Focus control. Where's alt text? Is there no information on alt text here? Nope. Images. Wow. There's got to be a way, right? I mean, come on. Nope. I don't know why I'm doing it over there. I could be doing it here. We could be learning this together. React. Alt text. Image. React. Image. Alt text. I'm trying to figure out how can I specify an empty. Alt what? Pokemon name. Sorry, y'all. Oh, I guess it's just Pokemon. Right. Yeah, so how do I wrap that? Can I wrap this in here? Oh, wait. Don't I just push? Oh, what do I do? What do I do here? I'm not even sure what I'm doing, you guys. Y'all! Can I do this? Does this work? No. I'm not sure. Okay, great. I knew that. Y'all, this is more difficult than I want it to be right now. Excuse me. Dynamic alt text react. How about that? Here we go. Using the image tag. This is cool. Okay. Maybe I'm just writing it incorrectly. Is this it? I kind of just want this now. Alright, for the sake of ease, we'll just keep it there for right now. Is it working? Yay! Cool. So there it is. Simple React Pokedex. Easy enough, right? Well, let's get this thing working for 2 types and then we'll call it. Where did we go? We need to figure out this part on data 2. So what we'll do is we need to dig deeper into this API. So admittedly, I didn't do this, and I think that this would be beneficial is if we went through kind of this JSON right now and see, right? So we're grabbing this, right? The data. Yep, data. So, and then we're grabbing the types. Yes, awesome. Let's get to a Pokemon that we know has 2 types. Charizard. Because as you can see, Charizard, well, there's his data. Charizard's data comes like this. He's got 2 types. That's what it is. So let's go back here. We'll just do a simple, an even simpler check. If, and then what? And then we'll also do this. We need to set these back. So let's say const Pokemon type to set Pokemon type to equal to use state empty string, because it's going to be a string. Alright, and we'll come down here. We'll say if res.data.types 1. Yeah, if that exists, then set Pokemon data type 2, right? 2 to this, but we're going to change it to, of course, the correct array, or the correct index on the array. Bam. Else set just to empty string. Now I think that if I'm not mistaken, this is going to assign but never used, and then we need to come down here and of course assign it. Alright. Charizard. I think it's going to flip his types now, if I'm not mistaken. No, it doesn't. Cool. And there it is. Easy enough, right? I think we'll cut it here. Oh, let's check Charizard for accessibility. He should just say Charizard as his alt text. Cool. It does. Awesome, y'all. I think we'll call it early today. We made good progress on this. I'll post the code, and then y'all can check it out. But thanks for joining me here in the den. Hope to see you next time, where we'll continue to make improvements to this, because I think this is a good project overall. We'll continue to keep moving.